I close my eyes and colors fly.
Hi kids, and welcome to Kidzway. So good to see you. So I'm Julie and this is Grace and we now have a new topic for this month of July and it's all about giving. So over to you, Grace.
So today we are going to start a whole new topic on giving because it's now July, and we are going to talk about how we all have things in our lives like talents and treasure and things that God gives us and objects, and we're going to talk about how we can use them for God and how when we give them to God, He does so much more with them. But first, we have some of your crazy, awesome leaders here to share some of their crazy, awesome talents with you. Let's take a look.
Good morning, guys. My name is Georgia, and it's time for this week's Your Leaders Crazy Talents. Fun fact about me, I have a favourite mole. Happens to be the one just above my lip right here. Tiny, tiny, but I really like it. Okay, so my crazy talent is, drumroll, I can hang a spoon off my nose. I can. I'm super talented. Oh, wait. Wait. It's not working. Ta-da! Now, I'm not sure how old I was when I first discovered that I could do this, but I think it's a cool party trick. Anyway, I've got a bigger spoon here. This is only a teaspoon. I'm going to try with a dessert spoon. I think I can do it. Do you think I can do it? Oh, I love that support. Thanks, guys. Just a little bit of breath. And rub it. Ta-da! Oh, that wasn't long enough. Ta-da! I have a very sticky, spoony nose. And there we have it. I can hang a spoon off my nose. Crazy! See you guys. Bye!
So today I have hidden some objects and items and things in these containers, and Julie is going to put her hand inside without looking and feel it and try and guess what it is, and she's going to describe it for you guys so that you guys can write down in your handouts. You'll have a piece of paper with the numbers 1 to 8 written on it, and you can write down what you think each one is based on her description. And then, once she's guessed, we will take the lid off and see if you're right. See if you can get all 8 for a prize. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Okay. Right. Okay, let's start with number 1.
Number 1, here we go.
I'm just gonna lift that up and pop your hand in there.
Oh, okay. It feels really smooth but rough at the same time. It always feels like a piece of food that I might eat in the morning. What do you think it might be? Take a moment to write your thing down. Okay, I'm getting a smell now.
Yeah, you can smell
I'm
it.
smelling bread.
Yes! She was right, a piece of bread.
Nice toasted too, raisin toast.
Yeah, raisin bread.
Really good.
The best kind. Let's
Yummy.
leave him there. Okay,
All right.
number 2. Are you ready? Lift up the edge.
Okay, this is cold and there's like dirt feeling. It's like there's lots of granules. Maybe I shouldn't have said dirt because I don't actually think it is dirt, but if you can imagine what I mean by the granules. And it's really cold though, and it feels like there's really big pieces, and it's unusual. Okay, well, your turn. What do you think it is? Take a moment, write it down. I don't know. I was thinking coconut, But I think I'm just going to go back to my original answer and say dirt.
Okay, shall we check it out? Oh, it is. It's wet dirt.
Wet
so
dirt.
it's like muddy,
That's why it's so
muddy
cold.
dirt.
Beautiful.
Okay,
All right.
item number 3.
Here we go. This is fun.
It is.
Hope you're having a good time too.
Okay,
Number
pop
3.
your hand in there.
It's long and thin. It feels like it could break, and it feels quite hard. And it's been broken at the end. I think we see a few of them outside here when we've done Ignite outside. What do you think it might be? I think it's a stick.
It
Alright,
is.
here
It's
we
a
go.
stick. You were good at this game,
I'm good at
Julie.
it, too.
I thought I would feel. Okay, number 4.
Here we go.
What could number 4 be? There we go. Pop your hand in there.
Alright, number 4. Oh, okay. So it's really hard and it's kind of round. And it's about as big as a kiwi fruit, if I was going to say the size of it. But it's really hard though and very rough. So it sort of feels like a rock. Not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think it might be based off that? Okay,
Just say a rock.
let's take a look.
Oh! It's like a clay rock or something.
It is. It's a rock.
A rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a clay rock made out of something strange. Okay, number 5. Pop your hand in there. This one makes noise.
This is
too.
very noisy. Can you hear it? So it sounds like something we do at a certain time of year, maybe in December. What do you think it might be? Yep. Jingle bells. I'm thinking. There we go.
Jingle bells. It is. It is jingle bells. Okay. Number 6. Are you ready? Okay, I'll get you to pop, and you might have to find something in there. Yeah.
Oh, really? I can feel something
Oh, there we go.
very
Yeah.
wet. Something very wet in there. Some liquid.
Wet.
And really? Is there something in the liquid?
Oh, not in the liquid. Sorry, I just
Oh,
meant
right.
that the
Okay.
pot is
The
in there
pot.
somewhere.
There's definitely a little pot with liquid in it. What do you think? So I'm going to say it's just some water.
It
Oh,
is.
it's washing my hands.
It's
and all
just
the dirt.
some water. Wash off the dirt. Okay.
Lovely. All right.
So we have some water. Number 7. Oh, I wrapped this one well. There we go.
No looking. No looking. Oh, there's another little pot.
Oh, there's something else in it.
Oh, it's a little bit sticky. This one. It's more like squelchy. It's not really sticky, but it's thick. I wonder if it's something we can eat. What do you think? I'm going to say tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce. Shall we have a look? Ah,
It's not red.
not tomato sauce, but it is oil.
Ah, there we go.
Oil, a bit slimy, a bit thick. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Okay, and last one, number 8.
Here we go.
Okay.
Lucky last.
Okay, pop
Here
your
we go.
hand in there.
Oh, it's wet. It's very slimy. Oh my gosh, it's very big. Oh, I'm getting a very strong smell. Okay. Any ideas what it might be? Yeah, I think you might be right. I'm thinking it's a very big, slimy, slithery fish. Oh, it's true. You've got to see
It's
this
a
one.
fish,
Look at
a real fish.
A real fish.
Gross.
Yummy,
Okay.
yummy, yummy. Right.
So many things
so many.
that we just, that Julie just felt and guessed, and you guys guessed too. But did you know that there's something that all these things have in common? Which sounds a bit weird because they're all very different, aren't they? We've got bread and mud and a stick and water, oil, jingle bells, a rock and a fish. But did you know that in the Bible, all of these things were used by God to do amazing things? So, for instance, there was a little boy who had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and when he gave his lunch to Jesus, Jesus multiplied it to feed over 5,000 people. Something so little and ordinary, and Jesus did something amazing with it.
Amazing.
What about the mud? Did you know that Jesus took the mud and put mud in a blind man's eyes? And when it was washed off, he could see. Something totally ordinary, but Jesus used it for a miracle.
Beautiful.
What about a stick? Now you might have to use your imagination for this one, because this is meant to represent a staff, which is like a giant version of the stick. And Moses had a staff and used that staff with the power of God to do many miracles. For instance, when he put the staff down on the ground, it turned into a snake to show Pharaoh about the real God. Or when he struck a rock with it, water came out for the Israelites to drink. Or when he held it up in front of the Red Sea, the waters parted so that the Israelites could escape on dry ground. How cool is that? Just a stick. What about a rock? Do you know who used rocks, Julie, to defeat?
David, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, defeating Goliath.
They were a bit smoother than this one.
Yeah.
5 smooth pebbles, but God used David and the pebbles to defeat Goliath. Now this one's a bit tricky because pretty sure there's no jingle bells in the Bible. But there are instruments in the Bible, and David also played the harp. And did you know that when he played and when he worshipped God, Saul, who was the king at the time, he was a very angry man, and he used to get worried and he used to get angry, and so David would praise and worship and play his harp, and it would calm Saul down and help him feel better. And so God can use instruments just like that. He used David in the Bible to do amazing things. What about water? Do you know Jesus' first miracle?
Turning water into wine at a party.
That's right. Yeah, something so ordinary, just water, and he turned it into wine. That was his very first miracle. We've got some oil.
Oil here.
Yeah. Now, did you know that in the Bible, there was a lady who had almost run out of everything and her sons were going to be taken away. But when she cried out to Elisha, he said to collect as many jars as possible and to keep filling up the jars with the little bit of oil that she had. And all the jars got filled and filled and filled, and the bottle of oil never ran out until all the jars were filled. It just kept multiplying, which is kind of like the 5 loaves and the 2 fish story. So many ordinary things that when given to Jesus or given to God, he used for amazing things. And we are going to look at a story about how the little boy gave his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish to Jesus, and Jesus did amazing things with it. But you know what? We all have things
We do.
that God has given us. They might be objects, they might be talents, it might be treasure, it might be a skill that you're really good at.
Yeah.
So many things. And did you know that if you just pray and you give that thing to God and ask God to use it, he can do so much more with it than what you and I ever could. Let's check out the story.
This story is about a little boy, and it's called The Boy with Loaves and Fishes. One day, a little boy who lived near Lake Galilee saw lots of people on the hills. "Why have you all come here?" he asked. "We're looking for Jesus," said a woman. He sailed across the lake with his friends. "Oh, who's Jesus?" asked the little boy. "Don't you know?" the girl asked him. "He does miracles and tells great stories." "Well, I wish I could hear some of them," said the boy. "I'll go and ask if I can come." So he ran home. "Mother," panted the boy, "can I go and hear Jesus' stories?" "Of course you can," said his mother. "I'll pack some food for you. Look, here are 5 little loaves and 2 fish." The boy's mother put the food into a basket for him, then he ran off. "Is Jesus here yet?" he asked when he arrived. "He's over there," said a man with his friends. Jesus had come to the hills for a rest. But when he saw the crowds of people, he felt sorry for them. Jesus' friends were walking among the crowd looking for sick people to take to Jesus. The boys saw Jesus put his hands on people who were ill and talk to them. Suddenly, they were well. They could see, they could walk and run again. They went away thanking God. Then Jesus sat down and started telling the people some of his wonderful stories. The boy listened carefully so he wouldn't miss a word. The day went on and soon the sun began to set. Thousands of people were on the hills, excited and happy, but they were beginning to feel a bit tired and hungry. "Master," said one of Jesus' friends, "shall we send these people away to buy bread?" "No, we must feed them here," said Jesus. "Has anyone got some food?" Jesus' friends went around the hillside asking, "Has anyone brought food with them?" Everyone shook their heads. Then the little boy heard them. He looked at his 5 little loaves and 2 small fish. "I would love to give them to Jesus," he thought. So the boy went to one of Jesus' friends. "I have a little bread," he said, "and 2 small fish. Jesus can have them." The disciple took the boy to Jesus. "Master," he said, "here's a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish." Jesus smiled at the boy and took his basket. "Tell everyone to sit down in groups," Jesus told his friends. Then Jesus took the loaves and broke them. He thanked God, then gave some to his friends. Next, Jesus divided the fish. Jesus' friends started to give the food to the crowds on the hillside. And to the little boy's amazement, Jesus always had more. He went on breaking up the bread and fish. There seems to be no end to my bread and fishes," thought the boy. "How can so little become so much? Jesus must be doing one of his miracles." More than 5,000 people were sitting on the hillside and every one of them had enough to eat. When they had all eaten as much as they wanted, Jesus asked his friends to pick up the leftovers. The little boy counted 12 baskets full of scraps, he said. "And I brought 1 little basket of food. This is a really great miracle."
The little boy was happy to give Jesus his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, the lunch that his mum had packed him. What do you think would have happened though if the little boy thought, "I'm going to keep my lunch all to myself and be selfish and just eat it all by myself"? What would have happened? Well, he wouldn't have given it to Jesus and 5,000 people wouldn't have been fed with it. Now, I'm sure Jesus would have found another way to feed the people, but then the boy wouldn't have been a part of the miracle. The boy wouldn't have helped Jesus or given. You know, Jesus loves it when we give things to him. He loves it when we give our money or our tithes and our offering to him. He loves it when we give our time to him. He loves it when we use our gifts and our talents for him. He loves it when we tell other people about him. You know, when we use things for God and give things for God, he loves it and he turns it into a miracle and does amazing things with it, just like in the story. We have a whole new Zap verse this month, and it's 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7, which says, "You must each decide in your heart how much to give, and don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure, for God loves a person who gives cheerfully." Now remember, if you memorize the Zap verse and send me a video of you saying it, or if you come and say it to one of your leaders at Kidzway, then your name will go on our memory verse board and you will get a prize and a chance to pie a leader in the face.
Today we've talked a bit about when you give to God, he can do far more with it than you would ever be able to imagine. Like the boy with the two fish and the 5 loaves of bread. It just multiplied. Well, okay, over here I have a fish. Now, let's just have a look carefully. How many sides does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I want to show you something here. If I cut off one side of our fish, what's happened now to the amount of sides that we have? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like that, it multiplied. And we didn't really have to give a lot, did we? Let's try again. I'll cut this one now. So we had 6. How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 more. What's going on here? I can tell you what's going on here. When you give your gifts, doesn't matter how big or small they are, it could just be helping, sharing. God uses way more of your gifts than you will ever imagine, as we just said. So we look how many sides. We started with how many? 5. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just like that. So how about you talk to God and you ask him, what can I do, God, that's really special that I can give? Maybe you're really good at a sport or good at sharing or talking to your friends or anything like that. You might be someone who's good at cooking. That could really bless somebody. Just anything, even if you give part of your time to God. People really love it when you spend time and care. And he will just make so much more of that, and that will bless more and more and more people. So, good on you. God bless you.